we all have witnessed it or been a part of it. And I think I remember hearing about, I was a part of, here in Dallas, one of the most talked about rookie dinners. I was a part of the Des Bryant $52,000 rookie dinner. If I'm not mistaken, you were part of a pretty expensive rookie dinner that, being the first round pick, you pay most, if not all, of that bill. What was that rookie dinner and the details into that one?
Yeah, mine was $32,000, and probably one of the sickest days of my life. And so
let me take a wild guess. There was Louis that was involved.
100%.
I knew it.
No question. But at the time, you got to think, at the time, I'm 21 years old. I don't know what Louis is.
Right.
I don't even know what the difference between that and that.
Right.
You know, even when I'm going to the club, okay, you get the standard Grey Goose bottle.
Right.
You're like, okay, yeah, I'm doing it big. I got Grey Goose.
Right.
But so we're sitting there, and you know, I knew I was already prepared. Right. But at that time, my math wasn't mathing. Right. And we got there. So how it works is, if you're 4 years in, so if you vet it, if you
the teammates,
so you got to take out the entire team. So you're 4 years in, you got to take out all the guys that's 4 years in. So it was a lot of guys. So we get there, and I'm like, I got it. I'm expecting it for it to be big, but big in my head is like 10 grand.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get hit for this 10, and I'm sick about that. I'm already knowing it's coming. So we get in there. And, you know, the first round of drinks, since everybody got their single drinks, but then Drew Brees orders these bottles of wine. So, again, I can't tell you a $10 bottle or a $1,000. I don't know.
Right.
I've never bought a $1,000 bottle of wine because I don't know what it looks like. But I know he got two of them now, you know. And so I see the bottle of wine, so I'm thinking in my head, like, oh, okay, that's probably $100, maybe.
Right.
Not too crazy. And so this is where the Louis comes in. So Jamal Williams, our D tackle, orders a bottle of Louis, and it's me, him, and Antonio Gates. We're sitting there drinking this bottle. I don't know what it is. I know it just tastes really good, right? So I'm sitting there, and we're three. It's like four of us drinking this bottle. So we're on empty now. We ran through this bottle in like 30 minutes, right? About 4 or 5 of us. I look at the waiter and I say, hey, let me get one more of those. And Gates said, "Oh, you sure?" I said, "Yeah, man. That's great." You know, again, I'm thinking like, okay, this is, you know, probably 100, 200, you know what I mean, whatever.
Right.
Maybe a couple $100. I don't know. So anyway, we 45 minutes or out, we go through that one. So Antonio Gates, we all, you know, you go through 2 bottles, you're kind of right.
You're right.
At that point.
That's top shelf.
Yes. But I don't know.
Right.
No, so I'm sitting there, and they're coming over, and then Gates said, hey, oh, you sure? I said, yeah, man, like, we're already drinking, might as well bring another one. 3 bottles. So we're sitting there, and I'm having a great time at this point. We go 3 bottles in, I'm sitting there drinking. I don't even drink dark, and I don't even drink that. And it was great. And so we're sitting around, we're wrapping up, and the owner is a place called Papa Moose Grill in Del Mar. He comes and grabs me. He says, Shawne, I need to see you in the back. I said, what? I got my black card on. You can't tell me nothing. I got my black. Come on, man. Just bring the bill so we can get out of here. No, I think I need to see you in the back. I said, man, come on. Like, just bring the bill so I can go ahead and take care of this bill. We're going to leave. Please, Shawne, come in the back. I said, this can't be good, right? So, you know, you like hear sirens or something, you get that.
Right.
You know, behind
you sober up
you sober up, and you hear something, you just sober up. Even if you really ain't drinking or nothing, like you get that sober moment. And so I just like, okay, this is not good. For the first time, I actually thought about everything that happened. So I get up and I walk back. They brought me next by the kitchen, you know. And so I'm sitting there, and you know, he brings out the receipt, and this receipt drops to my ankle, like one of those CVS, one of those CVS receipts, right?
Yeah.
So you know, I'm going through, and I'm looking up. I'm going through. It's like one of those cartoons. They're looking at this long sheet of paper. This keeps going, and I lift it up, and I'm at the bottom. It's like 32,000. But it still hasn't kicked in yet. So I'm thinking like, oh, this ain't that bad. Only 3,200 or something. Now I'm saying, hold on. 1, 2, 3. Well, my knees buckled, right? I put my back against the wall in the kitchen. So I'm about to pass out.
Yeah.
I'm sick. And it's the first time I sobered up from everything we drank. I've never had that before. I sobered up from that walk to there to when he told me I was completely sober. And so he's sitting there telling me my back is against. So, the bill is so bad, you start arguing about little shit that's on there. Like, hey, man, I don't even eat asparagus.
You can take that off.
Yeah. Hey, look.
Those other drinks, you can take that off, man.
Hey, look. I don't even eat cream or corn. I never had cream in my corn ever, right? And so I'm sitting there arguing with him. So I got the black card, So I'm like, you ever been somewhere and your car declined because you're traveling or something?
Yes.
Just some kind of alert. You got to open it up and do all this stuff, whatever. So I'm like, this is the perfect time. I hope this damn thing declines. I'm hoping because I know if it declines, I can go work something out with him later on.
Right.
But it's right there on the spot, and I don't have time to, kind of figure nothing out.
Come back. Can I work payments out for you?
Yeah.
Can I give you 10 here? Can I give you the next check? I give you another 10.
Man, look, if I come in here and do 2 appearances for you, right? So I'm sitting there, and they came back. That thing, it went through, no problem. 32,000. Nobody called me, because if they called me, I was going to act like I'm in hostage.
I don't know what that is. Yeah. Go ahead and cancel that. Go ahead, decline that.
Blink twice if you need help, right? So I'm sitting there. I'm like, I'm hoping they call. Because I'm like, man, you know what? Just hold off on this right now so I can look through everything because I don't know if this bill is accurate.
Right.
That thing went straight through. No problem. Nobody called me nothing. I'm signing it, whatever. I'm sick walking out of there. And LT stands up, LaDainian stands up and gives up, which ended up being a really good speech. How they was going to need me this year to come in and play and all. It didn't make anything better.
No.
But anyway, it was a really, really good speech. So I'm looking at everybody the whole next week sideways. And I don't want to talk to nobody, dude. I'm like, because then I find out, Drew Brees walks out with 2 wines like this. So I said, okay, that's what we on? No problem. So the whole week, man, I was looking at everybody sideways. But I think ultimately, man, I was happy about Dez because he broke my record.
Listen, I'm going to give you the inside of that. That was something that brewed throughout the year. When Dez, who actually wasn't, we were told heading into that year that Dez wasn't going to get drafted. Jason Garrett, who was the head coach at the time, he's like, hey, we're pretty solid. We got Roy Williams, Miles Austin, Jason Witten. We're good.
Right.
They had traded for Roy from Detroit, paid him $49 million. They're like, Miles had emerged, Patrick Creighton, bunch of guys, and, we were all in that group. And they're like, we're going to really be headstrong on defense. And then the draft happens, and we get to 24, and Dez is still available. Jerry jumps, takes Dez. I'm in Mexico. Right. I'm in Cancun, and I'm watching it in Spanish, and I'm just like, now I'm sick because I'm looking at I'm like the 4th, 5th receiver on the list, and I'm like, wait a second, you add another first-round pick, that thing moves down, and I might be out of a job, of this thing. So when we get there, it's the whole thing with Dez about, I ain't carrying no pads. Yeah. I ain't come here to carry no pads. So he's like, Roy, I ain't carrying your pads. And, God rest his soul, Marion Barber's there, and a lot of the, Ware's there, and Spears is there. So a lot of the veteran guys is like, yo, we had a veteran offensive line, Colombo and as our left tackle, and Leonard Davis, and all these dudes. They're like, oh, hold on, Rook, And so, but he's like, Dez is bullish, and it's like, nah, it ain't happening. And so they said, okay. Yeah. So we get to the rookie dinner, and it's here at Papa Bros. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Papa Bros. What is it? Papa Bros. Papa Bros. Yeah, Papa Bros. Papa's. And, we're in the back private room, and I'm like you. I don't know. I don't even drink. Right? I don't even drink. First thing that comes out, first of all, they're ordering the seafood towers. 10. Dez is late. So they're like, they ordered 10 seafood towers. Oh. Right? And so now the drinks are starting to come, and Marion orders a bottle of Ace of Spades, the Magnum bottle.
Oh, the Magnum.
He pours it all out in a flower pot. He's not even drinking it. He's pouring it in the flower pot.
No way.
Oh. So now I'm like, oh, they wilding in here. Everybody's ordering drinks, and then they go bring out, this was Louis the 13th rare cask. They brought this out. Dude had it on a tray, illuminated tray, had to put the white gloves on, hit a button, it slid out, the bottle's crystal.
Yeah.
And so now I'm looking and I'm like, I don't drink, but this is a moment I probably...
You got to try it.
I'm like, at this point, so now dude's like, yeah, there's only like 70 bottles in the whole world or whatever the number was, or something crazy. And he's like, yeah, it's like $1,700 a shot. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm ever going to, I'm not buying it.
Right.
I don't know if there's ever going to be a time, well, I'll be able to.
To have a $1,700 shot.
I'll have one. So everybody, I mean, like half this bottle is gone.
Is he there now?
No.
Man. Like,
Jokers is ordering Kobe beef steaks, like the prawn shrimps. I'm not going to lie. I ordered 2. I said, I'm going to eat one now, and I'm going to have steak and eggs in the morning.
Oh.
Like, so Jokers is going crazy.
Right.
Here. He finally shows up. So now it's probably an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Oh, he's 2 hours late.
He's 2 hours late.
Yeah, man. You can't set yourself up.
So he comes in and he's like excited. Hey, yo, da, 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 da. And Jokers is like, cool. The bill comes. When the bill comes, they like, nah, you got it, Rook. They give the bill to Daz. He opens the bill, and I'm like, this about to get ugly. What the hell? I'm not paying this. $52,000.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and Dez is going berserk. Y'all wrong. Y'all mother set me up and da 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 da. So the other rookies is like, yo, I got Lil on it. I got 3 on it. Right. I got 5 on it. You know what I'm saying? But most part, the rookie, the number 1 draft pick is supposed to hold bulk of that.
Right, yeah.
So he's like, I'm not paying that. And no. So I'm like, oh, that's out. I'm out. I'm going. Y'all figure this out. And so I leave. Of course, the next day they're like, we get into our offensive meeting.
Right.
And Jerry comes in there and he's like, I don't know what happened last night, but you know, we can't have a situation like that anymore because nobody paid the bill.
Right.
They left. Dez was like, I'm not paying that. So the story is that Jerry just eventually
paid it,
took care of it.
Right.
But he was pissed. Jerry came in the next day because we left, and that's a stain on the Cowboys' name.
Right.
We're in the private room, and you know you don't want that to get out. Now,
of course,
granted, there wasn't like real big social media back then.
Yeah.
But it came out in the paper a couple days later about this bill that was made that particular night. But it was a great night.
Yeah.
It was a great night.
I mean, it had to been. It
was
had to
a
been
great
because
night.
I know what the $32,000 for me, the damage that caused. What everybody had, I'd never seen more smiles before in my life.
Oh, it was a great like you left that night and you were full. You drank good, you ate good. You know how everybody called they little. You made that phone call on the way out. Hey yo, meet me at the crib in 30. It's gonna be a night. It's gonna be a night. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be one of them nights. Everybody gonna have a good time. But yeah, that was one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, I'll never have a $1,700 shot again.
No.
But you know, those are when people ask me, what do I miss most about playing in the league? No, it's not the $52,000, but it's those team dinners.
Yeah.
Right? It's when you with your linebacking group.
Being around the guys.
Being around the guys.
I would say that now. The money's good. It's fun to go up, send somebody up to get your check every Tuesday, Wednesday, or whatever. But I think most importantly, just being around the guys, everybody's so damn different.
Yeah.
And so that's why, like what's great about sports, but especially football, because we got a different outlook on everything that we do. You might got some dudes from the Midwest, country boys from the South. some dudes from the city, and somehow, some way, everybody find a way. Like, why he hanging out with him?
Right.
They ain't even the same. You know, from
white, black. You could believe in Christ. You could not believe in
Yes.
Christ. You could come from an affluent area. You can come from dirt poor. You could be on the red side or the blue side. You could be whatever it is. But in that locker room, there's a family bond that's created, a brotherhood that's created,
100%.
where you look up and you go, on a normal day, you and I are so different and so far apart from one another. We would not be able to. We just wouldn't stand here together in this type of unity. But it's something about that locker room bond that when you're in there, you're my brother, and we can go have a drink or beer, or go to dinner, or I'm at your family's house for dinner, or your kid's birthday party, you're at mine's, and all that kind of stuff. And it's the relationship that lasts forever.
Ever. You got to. I mean, and with some of these, most of your teammates you don't see for years and years at a time. Most, And then when y'all see each other, feel like y'all have missed a beat. And so that to me is something that I think, in my opinion, always is that why guys struggle. And the money, everybody got their problems, their demons, whatever you want to call it. But I think that you miss that because it's not like that out in the real world.
Right.
It's not like that. It's a lot of separation. There's a lot of hatred. There's a lot of people that's trying to divide.
Right.
And so people struggle out there because you got these sharks out there when it comes to business. I'm dealing with them all the time, and what I'm doing, where it's not like ain't no camaraderie, ain't no team, everybody out for themselves.
Right.
And it's, the dog eat dog work. Like it's everybody's cutthroat. And so a lot of guys can't adjust to that because we're so used to that being our brother. Like, that guy's not going to get over on me.
Right.
Or I'll do anything for him in order for us to win. Or
Right.
if he need me, I got him. And it's not like that out here. So I always said that's the biggest problem why guys struggle transitioning out from the game.
I have a saying. I can always tell who was a good teammate, a great teammate, and a piss poor teammate. I can stand from afar, and I can have 5 of your teammates walk in here. How you greet them tells me how they were as teammates.
Yep.
If a dude walks in here and he was my teammate, and I'm like, "What up, dog?" and I just give him one of them.
Yep.
That's probably a terrible teammate. You know what I'm saying? If he comes in here and I shake his hand, I respect you enough to shake your hand. But you probably will. I probably look at you in the locker room and probably like, you a sucker.
Yeah.
Now, when he walks in there and I give him one of those daps and half bro hug, pretty good teammate.
Yeah.
That dude's probably a dude I wouldn't mind being in the foxhole with. But it's the dude that walks in there, and when I see him, it's
jumping on him.
It's the grab.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm grabbing you. We tussle it a little bit, and we hug, and it's an interlocking love that you have. And I go, there's a good teammate.
Yep.
And it doesn't have to be the superstar dude. It could be the dude who was on the practice squad. It could be the dude who was the backup linebacker, the third or fourth tight end, the kicker. Yeah. But when you see him and when you give that embrace, I go, that's it.
That's it.
I go, that dude, no matter what position he played, no matter where he was at on the depth chart, if he gave him a hug like that dude was a good teammate to him. That dude was a guy that he could count on week in and week out. That's a dude, if the phone rang and his number's on the other end, he pick up for. 100%. The dude he gave the knuckles to, because we all in here, we gonna be cool. I'm gonna be cordial because we in here.
You got a job to do.
Right, but that it's that bear hug. And I always watch like after the game when you see a quarterback or a player go from one team to the other, and he's playing the team he was a part of. When he goes back to that team,
how they act
after the game. You know what I mean? Like they wait for him after the press conference, and the love on the field is real. And I go, that's the mark. Mm-hmm. That's the mark of a good team. And I do believe that's one of the things that I know I miss as someone who's been removed from the game for a while now. It's being able to have that brotherhood. Yeah. And you just can't, I don't care what you do. You don't find it anywhere else. That. You do not find that anywhere. I don't care. Not a church group, not a business group. I don't care. That particular bond is so special. It is truly one. Hell, it needs to be studied. Yeah. It needs to truly be studied and break down the bond that is shared amongst teammates in that locker room.
100%.